Millions of Australians will receive a cash boost starting today. Around 6 million eligible people will get $250 from the government to help ease cost of living pressures. All payments are expected to be made by the end of the week in your bank account, but will it be enough to impact on household budgets? Joining me now, Treasurer Josh Frydenberg. Treasurer, welcome for 6 million Australians. Who in particular are going to receive this cash donation?
Pensioners, veterans, carers and other Australians on income support. And as you say, Kochi, 6 million Australians will receive $250 by the end of this week. That equates to $1.5 billion of government support, and it builds on the other cost of living announcements that we made in the budget, including halving the fuel excise, which has seen the price of petrol come down considerably, the support to make medicines more affordable and accessible for 2.4 million people, as well as the $420 top-up to the low and middle income tax offset, which will support more than 10 million Australians, again helping to ease those cost of living pressures, which are very real.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to see that today with the release of the inflation figures. This is what Craig James said is expecting a bit later this morning. Have a listen. Oh, we don't have that, Greg. Sorry about that. Craig was saying could be a 15-year high, the biggest inflation figure since the GFC. Is this payment going to be enough?
Well, it's not the only economic support that we're providing families, households, pensioners and workers. As you know, we've provided around $40 billion worth of tax relief already since the start of the pandemic. You've got the age pension that is indexed, and inflation today is at 3.5%, but it is expected to be higher later today. But it's still well below what it is in other countries, Kochi. In the United Kingdom, it's 7%. In the United States, it's 8.5%. And inflation is higher, largely driven by international factors. The troubles in Ukraine have seen a spike in fuel and petrol prices and wheat prices, which plays out here on our factory shelf, on our supermarket shelves. And then, of course, we've seen a big jump in freight costs due to the challenges created by COVID. Freight costs are up fivefold in some instances. So these are international factors which hopefully will ameliorate over time and then see the inflation rate come down.
But a local factor that is now going to play in is increasing interest rates. So people are going to be faced with increased cost of living plus increased mortgage repayments at the same time. It's a double whammy.
Well, interest rates, as you know, are at historic lows right now, and they will normalise over time, as they have done in the rest of the world. But the Reserve Bank Board has also been very clear that it's going to watch very carefully what's happening to wages growth, and also to see that inflation rate sustainably within the band that they set before they take action. Now, it's not for me as the Treasurer, as you would know, to speculate on what an independent Reserve Bank Board will decide or not decide, but quite clearly we will see interest rates normalise in Australia over time, as they have around the rest of the world.
All right, just finally, you're on the election campaign trail at the moment. You're in for a fight of your life against independent candidate Dr. Monique Ryan. How are you feeling about your chances?
Well, I don't take anything for granted in my electorate. I'm from my electorate, I'm for my electorate, I'm continuing to work hard for my electorate, delivering for local schools, for sporting organisations, for community organisations more broadly, including charities. But we are facing what I call to be fake independence, and the reason why is because they're organised as a political party. They're funded as a political party. In the case of my political opponent, they're a former member of the Labor Party, a long-standing member of the Labor Party, something they sought to conceal from the public. And they're campaigning on transparency, yet they will not tell the people of Kooyong how they would vote in the event of a hung parliament. And a vote for a so-called independent increases the likelihood of a hung parliament And we've seen that chaos and confusion before when Labor partnered with Oakeshott and Windsor and the Greens, and that ended in tears. And Australia faces some very significant economic and national security challenges. We need the stability and strength that comes with one side of politics winning as the government, not with a hung parliament.
All right. Treasurer, thanks for joining us. Here's that.